Okie doke. So what I wanted to share with you guys today, I've been sharing with my lovely Pilates family all this week, is a little practice of breathwork that I've been taking them through. So if you're keen, then I would love for you to join me with this. I will leave this up somewhere so that you can all find it as you need to, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. But now, if you're catching me live, then I'm going to invite you just to turn to your breath. So take a moment, close your eyes, find a comfortable place. You can do this sitting, you can do this lying down, but I'm just going to invite you initially to just come to slow that breath down. Taking 3 deeper, slower breaths, and just trusting that as you go slower with that breath, that breath becomes deeper, and that breath will access more parts of you. And then I'm going to ask you to turn your attention to your feelings, to your body. How does it feel as you turn to this breath? As this breath comes in and out of your body, what are the bodily sensations? It's hard to do a Facebook Live and not talk continually. It's hard for me not to talk continually all the time. But I want you just to have a moment to really feel into your body. The great thing about breathwork is that it gives you a moment in time to just pause, to become present, to become grounded. And the thing about breath is that it's partly conscious, partly controlled, and partly automated. And so what that means is that when you turn your attention to your breath, that automatically you try to change it. So just notice if you've done that. And then really think about how it feels within that body. So you might find that you're noticing a puff up of your chest as you breathe in, and a drop back down as you breathe out. You might find that those shoulders are lifting and dropping. You might find a sensation of stretch or even release into some of your tissues if there is resistance there, if there is tightness. Then you might find that breath is trying to open into them. You might feel a sideways breath into your side ribs, opening you out. You might feel a pull down of the bottom part of your rib cage as you breathe in, as well as a lift up of the top part of your rib cage, a bit like an accordion stretching in 2 directions. And just know that there is no wrong way to breathe. There is no wrong way to do this breath work. You don't have to search for these feelings. I'm just giving you clues to try and hone your attention. And then I'm going to draw your attention even more minutely in a moment. And what I'm trying to do with this breath work is to give you a tool, an amazing tool, a really versatile tool that you can take with you and you can use anywhere. In times as they are at the moment, you might be feeling swells of anxiety, swells of fear or panic or worry, and that is okay. But I want you to recognize that you have the choice. You have the choice of what you think, and you can control that because your thoughts are separate to you. They are not you. This is not about denying your feelings. If you feel the swell of anxiety, I say to you, notice that feeling so that you know what it feels like in your body. I know for me, for instance, that anxiety feels like a weight on my chest, like I can't take a deep breath in. For others, it feels like a pit in their stomach, some nausea maybe. For others still, it feels like their shoulders are hiking towards their ears, like they're being kind of strangled almost. They can't swallow. Getting to know those bodily sensations that link to your emotions is really helpful. Why? Well, because then you can recognize them again. And when you feel them again, you go, oh, I'm in fear, I'm in anxiety. And then you can choose. The most important thing is that you acknowledge how you feel. But again, your emotions are not you. They do not define you. This is never about denying your emotions. This is always about recognizing them and saying, just like if you've eaten a bad meal, I just have to process that out of me. But in this moment, it gives me an opportunity to turn inwards, to discover what it is that's causing me to feel this way. But I was talking this morning about sometimes having too much on your emotional plate, feeling like you can't cope with turning in right now and looking towards why you've been triggered by this situation, because you're in the swell of the anxiety. And the truth is, the way that your subconscious mind works is that when you feel an emotion, it brings to you almost like a library catalogue ticking through your head every other time in your life that you have felt that feeling. And maybe in other experiences you have felt that feeling coupled with something else. So it's bringing all of that as well. Now, you might not even remember these moments, memory markers that aren't even complete memories bringing into your head. And certainly it will be too fast for you to consciously pick up each memory. But that doesn't stop you from feeling all the emotion from all of those memories. And that's when you get to the point of, there's too much on my emotional plate. So I ask you to pause. And at that point, don't let that pull take you. Don't let yourself be drawn down the rabbit hole of all of that emotion. Just say, no, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to turn to that tool that Bryony gave me, and I'm going to use it in this moment to separate myself from that swell. So again, I'm going to reiterate, this is never about distraction or denying your feelings. I want you to notice, I want you to feel, so that you can then go, oh, I know what that is. Bringing it into your consciousness starts the processing of that emotion. But in this moment, as we now draw your attention away from those bodily feels of your breath, take a more focused approach and just notice the flow of air at your nostrils. Really kind of narrowing that field of attention gives you a great opportunity to observe your thoughts even more. So you might notice the sensations of breath around the rims of your nostrils or within your nose. You might notice that the air is cooler as you breathe in and warmer as you breathe out. You might even notice sensations across your top lip as you're breathing out. Whatever it is, let that fill your whole field of attention. Because then when the thoughts come in, like clouds, and they take you off on a little float, find the lightness, find the humour. Say to yourself, oh, look at me floating off again, and draw your attention back to those nostrils. And don't worry, this is never about clearing your mind of thought. That is not what we're looking for. That is not, what you're trying to achieve. What you're trying to achieve is just to train yourself that I can choose the thoughts that run away with me or that take me away. I can choose to stop that at any moment and look elsewhere. So I give you something, your nostrils, your breath, which is always with you. If you step into a supermarket at the moment, which is the only time that I feel the anxiety, if I'm honest, you have your breath with you. You can take a moment. You can take your eyes off the empty shelves and the people barging each other, and you can come and say, no, I'm going to choose what I think about now, and I'm going to choose to focus my attention on my breath. And again, if you are in a time, as I was the other day, when the thoughts are sweeping you away and it feels like you're gone for 20 minutes before you think, oh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, breath, nostrils, that's where I was. And then as soon as you're back there, you're swept off somewhere else. That's okay. This is the deepest kind of training you'll be in. These are the times where you're really teaching yourself how to control your thoughts, to separate yourself from your thoughts. And there will be days where you'll be able to sit and just see those thoughts passing you by. There's another one. There's another one. Oh, that one's going to take me off on a little float, but then I'm going to come away from it and draw yourself back. And that is where the power comes. So I'm hoping that this is a useful gift for you. I'm hoping that this is something that you can use. And I'm going to encourage you now to just come to the 3 last rounds of your breath, where I'll try to stay silent as you focus on that flow at your nostrils. and I'm going to leave you now as I disappear, hopefully off Facebook. So take your time, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Lots and lots of love.